Welcome, students. So today we're going to study about the human body. But first of all, I want to give you an idea of what science is, right? So science is not only knowing about what goes in your body, but it's also about being curious. Science is about knowing what's happening in the universe. This textbook is showing you that before scientists didn't even know that there was a universe and there were other planets, but they were curious, right? So you have to be curious to be a good doctor, to be a good scientist. And so that's how they figured out that there's a sun, there's a moon, there are planets, and all the planets, including the Earth, rotate around their axis to the sun, right? And then, as I said, to be a good doctor or a good scientist, you need to be curious. So even doctors didn't know how the body actually worked, and they had to study it and see how the body responds to other stimulus, right? And so they're telling you over here that the main questions you need to ask to be a good doctor, a good scientist, or to have a curious mind is who, what, where, when, and why. So these five questions will help you know everything that you want to know. It will help you figure out any question that you have, right? So like um, to know what is the sun and who is orbiting the sun, where is it happening, why are the planets orbiting the sun, and when does this happen? And for a good doctor, you would ask, who is this patient? And like, why are they over here? Where does it hurt? When does it hurt? And what are their symptoms, or what is it that's causing them pain, right? So now, this is just examples. They're like, what is the center of Earth made of? Like, science is basically it's not only rotating around the universe and the body. It could be about your geographical areas as well. It could be about the Earth. It could be about the land, right? It could be about plants. So, and all of this, you figure everything out by research and experiments, right? So you do experiments, you do your research, and that's how you figure out how the body works or how the world works, right? So now we're going to start our chapter, and I want you all to make a title page first of all with this chapter name, The Human Body, and I want you to write the day and date and the page number, right? So it's page number 6 in your textbook. And now we're going to read, and I want you all to read with me, and hopefully you'll understand this chapter really well, and we'll be really smart together, right? So let's start with the nervous system. So the human body is made up of the nervous system, and when someone throws a ball towards you, you react by thrusting your hands out and catching the ball. So यहाँ पर ये कह रहे हैं कि जब कोई बॉल आपकी तरफ फेंकता है तो आप naturally आपका instinct होता है आपके हाथ आगे आते हैं and you catch the ball, right? That is your nervous system at work. और ये सब कुछ आपकी nervous system की वजह से हो रहा है. The nervous system takes information from the outside world and from the organs inside your body. It then works out how to respond at that information and tells the various parts of your body how to react. Right? So just recognizes कि, oh, a ball is coming towards me. How does that happen? Because you're seeing with your eyes, right? तो आपकी आइज के थ्रू सिग्नल्स आपकी ब्रेन की तरफ जाते हैं और वो सिग्नल्स ब्रेन फिर आइडेंटिफाई करके इट सेंड्स देम थ्रू टुवर्ड्स योर हैंड और आपके हैंड्स खुद ही आगे आ जाते हैं एंड यू कैच द बॉल. So nervous system is telling your body how to react. Then we read that the nervous system is made up of the brain, the spinal cord, and lots of different nerves. A nerve is a fiber that carries impulses throughout the body. Right? तो ये आपको बता रहा है कि nervous system में आपकी brain included है, आपका spinal cord included है. So this is the brain. And ये जो brain के बाद आपका extension है जो yellow color में है, it's the spinal cord. And फिर there are nerves, right? ये जो blue में आपके around the arms हैं, around your legs, these are the nerves, right? So now you might have a lot of questions. You want to know spinal cord kya hai, nerve kya hai, right? Hopefully you all know what a brain is, right? So spinal cord एक एक्सटेंशन है. इट्स लाइक आपकी जो आपकी ब्रेन और आपके नर्व्स को कनेक्ट करती है. एज यू कैन सी यहाँ पर आपकी ब्रेन के बाद स्पाइनल कोड है और फिर देयर आर नर्व्स, राइट? So as you can see, the nerves are first connected to the spinal cord and then is connected to the brain, right? So spinal cord is basically this extension जो आपकी brain और nerves को connect करती है, and it makes sure कि आपकी पूरी body is connected with each other, right? And they're telling you nerve is a fiber that carries impulses through the body. So basically nerve जो है, it carries impulses is actions that जो आपको करने होते हैं, right? जो भी आपकी brain की तरफ से signals आ रहे हैं, it nerves carry those signals, those impulses throughout the body. So brain से spinal cord से वो जो signals हैं वो आपके hand में जा रहे हैं, वो आपके stomach में जा रहे हैं, they're going to your arms, right? And then they're telling you that the nervous system has two main parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Now, again, you want to know what the central nervous system is and what the peripheral nervous system is. And this is very important, by the way, to know that there are two nervous systems in your body is really important. जैसे you're not confused कि कोई आपसे पूछे ओके आपका हाथ ऐसे ऊपर क्यों हुआ जब बॉल आपकी तरफ से आया. So you don't want to confuse yourself and say कि ये सिर्फ signals हैं या क्या. नहीं, you say कि ये peripheral nervous system की वजह से हुआ, right? So the central nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system is all the nerves throughout the body. So if you look at this diagram, so ये जो brain and spinal cord है, that entails your central nervous system. तो जो भी आपकी brain process कर रही है information और जो spinal cord को दे रही है, सिर्फ ये दो चीजें आपका central nervous system होता है, and बाकी जो nerves that are around your body जो पूरा एक्शन करते हैं, जो सिग्नल्स आपकी ब्रेन को वापस भेजते हैं, those are your peripheral nervous system, right? इसके बाद we have this diagram of a brain and it's showing you different lobes of the brain. So as you know, आपकी brain का एक different एक structure है, similar structure है जो सबकी brain में होता है, and ये जो different lobes हैं इनके different characteristics होते हैं. They account for different things. Like आपका frontal lobe है, वो आपकी personality बनाता है. Your cerebellum जो है, it's not a part of the brain, it's another thing that's connected to the brain. And वो आपको it makes sure कि आपकी coordination हो, आप जब खड़े हो तो आप सीधा खड़े हो, आप गिर ना जाएं, right? So the brain has four lobes. It has a frontal lobe, it has a parietal lobe. Parietal lobe is the blue one. Frontal lobe is जो आपकी forehead के सामने होता है, it's in orange. And temporal lobe is the one that's near your ear. And occipital lobe is at the back of your head, right? And cerebellum is below the occipital lobe. And as you can see, spinal cord ये रही, it's a connection from the brain to the nerves, right? It connects to the nerves. So the nervous system works this way. The nerves react to something. It might be heat, light, sound, or any other stimulus. So now you might want to know what is stimulus, right? It's a new word. It's a big word. So stimulus is anything that causes a reaction from your nerves, right? Like जैसे उन्होंने कहा heat, light, sound. So when your skin touches कुछ गर्म लगता है, तो you know your skin उनका reaction होता है. You pull your hand back or anything. So that's because the nerves in your hand were they identified the heat. उनको वो heat जो है, they identified it, so they pulled your hand back, right? And light से आपकी आंखों का, even your eyes have nerves, right? तो वो eyes they recognize the light और उसके हिसाब से आपकी आंखें जब बहुत धूप होती है बंद हो जाती हैं, right? And then sound is for your ears, obviously. जब बहुत शोर होता है, you close your ears. And that's because of nerves, right? Nerves ने वो sound suna, it went to your brain, and your reaction was closing your ears, है ना? So then this is just an example of a stimulus and how it affects your nerves. So for example, if you accidentally touch something hot, the nerves in your skin send a message of pain to your brain. When the message reaches your brain works out what to do and then sends a message telling your body how to react. In this example, the brain tells the muscles in your hand to pull back, right? And every moment your nervous system is sending millions of messages to your body, obviously, because whenever you're sitting, you're not sitting straight, right? Like even when you're sitting, you're doing something. Just abhi, for example, I'm moving my hands to explain to you. तो वो जो movement मेरे हाथों की हो रही है, that's because the nerves and my brain are connected through my spinal cord, और वो nerves से मेरे messages मेरी brain को जा रहे हैं, and then brain is sending back messages to my nerves, and that's how my hands are moving, right? So even when you're walking, you're eating, you're sleeping, or you're listening to music, or आप ये lecture सुन रहे हैं, तभी भी यही हो रहा है ना? So that's the class for today. So I found this picture on Google and I wanted to show it to you kids. So this is the brain, right? And this is the spinal cord, and these around the arms are the nerves. And as you can see, even these are the nerves, right? They're around your chest, your abdomen region. So basically, the brain and the spinal cord is the central nervous system, and then these nerves that are connected to the spinal cord is the peripheral nervous system, right? So that's what I wanted to show you kids. And then this other image is more clear, it's less cartoons. So this is the brain, and again, this is the spinal cord. It's just a connection from the brain that is connected to all the nerves around your body. So ये जो भी हैं ये सारे आपके nerves हैं. So all these nerves that are connected to the spinal cord are peripheral nerves, and the brain and the spinal cord is the central nervous system, right? So you have a peripheral, the nerves that are around your arms, in your abdomen, in your chest, in your legs, they're called peripheral nerves, and they form the peripheral nervous system, and brain and spinal cord is the central nervous system, right? Students, so now I'm going to tell you what your homework is. And before I tell you that, please, if you haven't already, do make a title page. Um, for your title page, you should write the name of the chapter, which is the human body, the day and the date, right? So if you haven't already, please make a title page. And then on the next page, you're going to write the hard words that we're going to underline now. So I have underlined the words with a red highlighter. And if you find any word that is hard other than these words, then do underline them and write them all. You're supposed to write the underlined words 3 times, right? So the first word is thrusting, and this is in reference to how you react by raising your hands when a ball is thrown towards you, right? And thrusting is basically a verb, it's an action. And then the second word is respond, and respond is basically how you react. And the third word is information. So information is the knowledge that you gain, or the stuff that you hear and remember it, right? And then the fourth word is fiber. So in this context, fiber is another word for nerves that's around your body, right? And the fifth word is impulses. And as you know, impulses are the signals or the information that the nerve carries throughout your body. And then the sixth word is peripheral, right? It's about the peripheral nervous system. And then your seventh word is frontal lobe, and your other word is temporal lobe. And I did not explain this in the lecture before, but I explained what cerebellum is, but I didn't see cerebrum. So cerebrum is basically the whole brain. It's another word for all these lobes of the brain together. So you have a brain in your head, right? And then the brain has two lobes, and these lobes are called cerebrum. And all these lobes have different lobes like frontal lobe, temporal lobe, and parietal lobe, occipital lobe, right? So then your other word is parietal lobe, and then another word is occipital lobe, and then cerebellum. And as you know, cerebellum is not a part of a brain, it's attached below the brain. And then your other word is stimulus. And now I'll tell you a fun activity for you. So, because right now you can do it with your family, so you're supposed to see how quickly another person reacts to your message, right? So you will need family members or friends, and what you will do is ask your family members to stand in a line and ask them to put their arms by their side, right? So stand straight with your arms by your side, and then give them instructions. Sorry, give them an instruction to touch a part of their body. Example, touch your head, and the last person to touch that part of the body is out. and continue giving instructions until there's only one person left. So you're supposed to, for example, everyone is standing and aap bolenge, touch your arm. And everyone is quickly supposed to touch your arm, right? And this just shows how quickly your central nervous system is processing the information it's getting. So through your ears, the information is going to your brain, and then the spinal cord is sending information to the nerves around your body. So this shows how well the nervous systems, peripheral and central nervous system, are working together. And it's just a fun activity, and the one who is the slowest, जो बहुत slow होगा आप उनको game से निकालेंगे, and it's competitive and fun, right? So that's okay, students. So the other exercise for you, other than underlining the hard words and writing them, and doing the activity, is question and answers. So you will write question and answers boldly on your page, so you know that there's another exercise that you're doing and there are question answers. And you will write question number one, name the two parts of the nervous system, and the answer to that is the two parts of the nervous system are central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, right? As you know, hopefully you know this from reading the textbook, and you can easily find this in the textbook. Then the second question for you is, how are the two nervous systems different? So as you answered in the first question that there are two parts of nervous system, there's a central nervous system and a peripheral nervous system. Now they're asking you to differentiate between these two. So the answer to that is the two nervous systems are different because the central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system. The last question for this exercise is, what is a nerve? And the answer for that is, nerve is a fiber that it carries impulses throughout the body, right? And now I'll show you where these answers are marked in your textbook to make it easier for you. But for now, you have three questions. Here is your first question's answer. It says the nervous system has two main parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, right? So that's the answer for that. The second question's answer is over here. It says the central nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system is all the nerves throughout the body. And then the third question's answer is right over here. A nerve is a fiber that carries impulse throughout the body. So here are your